Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share with you my favorites for February. I'm hoping to get through this quickly, so I don't want to waste a lot of time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. And these are not new. These are the Lisa Eldridge True Velvet lipsticks. These are the nude and the mauve ones she released in November of 2019. But I don't know what it is. One of them is in my purse. I bought 5 when these released. The other 4 are right here on my desk. And I wear them non-stop. I think that Velvet Muse is the one that lives in my purse. And the other ones, I wear them all the time. Today I'm wearing a combo of Velvet Fawn and Velvet Myth. Myth is more of a, I would say it's more like a cranberry or mulberry tone. And Fawn, this one has a little bit of the other color mixed in because I used it on top. It's more of a neutrally nude, but slightly pink. I think it's pink leaning. It's not described as pink leaning, but I do feel like it's a little bit more pink neutral than peach neutral, but I love that about it. So these are the 2 that I'm wearing today. I love these lipsticks. Something else that I have been reaching for nonstop, and I've been sharpening it a lot, like it's already to the point where it's like I can't use it anymore. I used it today, is the lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pillow Talk. And it might be because she just released a whole bunch of new Pillow Talk items to the Pillow Talk collection that it kind of jogged my memory about this. I do also have the Pillow Talk lipstick right here and I use it frequently. I love this shade. These 2 together are beautiful, but this has kind of like been my go-to lip liner this entire month. As long as I wasn't wearing like a red lip, this was always like, where is Pillow Talk? Where is Pillow Talk? I've been loving this. A couple of other Charlotte Tilbury things. This is one that I had, I think, maybe mentioned at one point. I got it last summer when she released her new Airbrush Flawless Foundation. She released this. This is the Magic Vanish Color Corrector. She has 3 shades of this. This is shade 1. It's the lightest shade. I couldn't figure out how to use it. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. I'd been putting foundation on, then this, then concealer, and somebody, and I don't remember who it was. If you're watching, I loved your comment, said put it on before foundation. The other thing I started doing is I would take a shower and get my sunscreen and all of the rest of my skincare on early and give myself a good half an hour before I sat down to do my makeup. So if I was getting ready earlier in the day, this was always more successful because it is a little bit emollient. But there have been days that I actually don't wear anything but this. It's like right here, but it blends like almost perfectly into my skin, but it's just peachy toned enough to really bring down the look of the intense darkness that I have. Like you can still see it right here, but it's so much better than concealer alone. So if you struggle with dark circles, this has been a good product. I have tried other peachy correctors. I've tried the one from Benefit, their Boing. I have tried some drugstore ones. I have tried one from Jane Iredale. I just feel like out of all of them, and I recently decluttered, I did have a Smashbox Look Less Tired color correcting stick. I got rid of it because I realized this was doing everything I needed it to do and doing it so well when I was using it, I think the way that it works best for me. So I've been loving this. I've been back into my Airbrush Flawless Finish, and so much so that I hit pan. And I hadn't used this in months. I hadn't used it. I think the last time I used it regularly, I had just gotten the foundation she released last August, September, the Flawless Finish foundation, and I didn't like the way they looked together, so I kind of felt like, had I found a better powder? I'm wearing it today in a combination with another powder, and I love it. This is still a gorgeous product. It's very expensive, and yes, it's fantastic. I will use it till it's done. I may not run out and buy another one, but this I think is my 3rd compact of this product since I discovered it several years ago. I love it. It's very expensive, but it's good. I like it. All right, the other powder that I'm wearing today that I absolutely love, again, not a surprise, it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. This one is so beautiful. It is so, it does give a subtle glow to the skin, and you can wear it and not wear any highlight, and your skin doesn't look glowy or glittery or glistening. It just looks not flat matte. And I don't want my skin to look matte. I know that was a big trend, you know, a long time ago, but now I want the glow. And I don't always want like a highlight glow. And on days I don't want a highlight glow, but I just want to look like my natural, happy, kind of not really dewy, but not matte skin. This is like my perfect powder. I love this. I have this under the eyes today to set the concealer and that Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish. This is perfection for, and this is where 45, I mention that all the time. I'm middle-aged and I do have some crepiness down here, and I need something that's going to set my concealer, otherwise it will all bunch up within all of my little fine lines down here, which is not a cute look for me. But I also need it not to make my under eye look dry. So I do use an eye cream, and this product here, this little tiny guy, is emollient, and I do use a hydrating concealer, but so I need everything to look hydrated and happy, but not goopy. And that powder is fantastic for all over the face, but especially under the eyes. All right, so the concealer, this is new to me this month, and it's from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. I have the shade Fair Warm. What a revelation this is. This is a $6 drugstore concealer, and I'm not wearing any foundation today. I've got this corrector under my eyes here, and then I have a little corrector tapped over my hyperpigmentation spot, and then I have this here, 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 on some of the darker spots on my face, and that's it. And it's some pretty full coverage. I feel like this is more full coverage than the Hydrate and Conceal from Makeup Revolution. From Makeup Revolution, I feel like you get more coverage in this than you do in this one. And this one is not as hydrating. So I've tried it several times this month. This is not a favorite. This one is. And since I opened it, I've kind of had to remind myself I do have other concealers I do want to try and use up, because this one really is, I'm loving it. These are two things that I picked up in January. One is the Milani eyeshadow primer. Emily Noel has been raving about this for years and years and years and years, and I finally said, okay, fine, I'm gonna try it, and it's fantastic. I love it. The other thing that I remember hearing her talk about is the L'Oreal, what is this? The Brow Stylist Boost and Set. And I'm always looking for a drugstore teeny tiny wand product that's going to give me fibers. It's going to give me, you know, hold, as well as lay down a little bit of color, not too much. I do have pencil in my brows today, but I set it with this, and I really like this product. The only thing I don't like, and I might have mentioned this before, is it comes out and there's like a lot of product like right here. So I end up kind of, you know, around the base of it, just scratching off as much as I can straight into the jar. And so there's less. And then I have to go throughout the rest of the wand, because the bristles are fairly decently spaced apart, and it does pick up a lot of product. I want to see if there is another drugstore product that has a tiny brush like this, that's not expensive, that will do something similar. This I like. I do feel like it's a little high maintenance, but for the type of brows it gives me, I'm willing to do it, because my ideal one is from Charlotte Tilbury and is like, what, $22, $23, and not too much comes out. It does have a teeny tiny brush. It does have fibers. It does create the look of more hairs, but I want to find a less expensive version, so I'm not always, you know, spending mid-20s for an eyebrow tinted brow gel. That's a lot. All right. Lancome Monsieur Big, always my favorite mascara. I've been back into it this month and really loving it. Let me quickly show you my favorite palettes. One you will remember from last month. I'd only had it for about 2 weeks, but I've been wearing it every day for 2 weeks. In January, this is the Enduring Love palette from Sydney Grace. I'm wearing a couple of shades today. I am not using this for my overall look, but I did Devotion right here. This shade has been like one of my favorites. And the other shade I'm wearing in the inner corner is Romeo. So these two shades I put on top of, look at those. Aren't they just beautiful? So I put those on top of Shadows Today from the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals. I love this palette. So I'm wearing these two shades and this. I'm wearing this shimmer here. And I'm also wearing the shimmer from the Ritual column. So this one, and these. So I have 5 shades on from this, and I love it. I was really tempted to put on some glitter, but I was like, you got to pick up your kids from school. Your daughter has a basketball game. You got to sit in the stands with all the other people, and maybe glitter's not quite appropriate for that. So I've been reaching for this a lot. I forget how good this is until I open it, and I am like pitter-pat in love with this. The other palette that I was not sure I was going to love, I used it for the first time at the beginning of this month. I think it was like the 2nd of February or something. I pulled it out. It's the Viseart Grande Pro Volume 3. This came in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. I have used it so many times, and I didn't think that I would. I've said this before, the bright shades in here just had me concerned. But I love this bottom row right here. I've used every single one of these. I've used everything in the top row. I use a lot of shades here in these 2 rows. I just don't use this bright yellow, and I don't use like the most vibrant orange. I've used a lot of the shades in this more red one. I just don't use that bright red. I have dipped into a couple of these green shades here, the more pastel-y greens, and done a whole like pastel wash on the lid. I want to do that again. I love this shadow. The quality is fantastic from this palette. The color selection is really good. I didn't think I was going to like it because all I could see was like, it looks like a rainbow palette to me. But when I visually cover this up, and you know, like some of the brighter colors, the more muted tones in here, they really sing. They're just gorgeous. I saw this on sale at Sephora during their President's Day sale, and I was like, yeah. And I had recently used it for a chopping block video. I hadn't used it. I think this came last March, a year ago, for a BoxyCharm in their Boxy Luxe. And this middle largest pan here is their finishing powder. And I remember being excited about that. I remember watching the BoxyCharm video, them talking about how you can use it all over your face. And it's too dark for my skin tone. And because I did not like the look, it also has a little hint, you won't really see it here, but a little hint of shimmer in it. And it wasn't like a glowy powder like the Hourglass or like a Charlotte Tilbury. It was like matte powder with little sparkles in it. And I was so turned off by it, I put it in my drawer and I forgot about it. And then I pulled it out this month for a chopping block video, and I fell in love with this bronzer and then the blush. And I used every pan in here except for the finishing powder. So I think of this, instead of having 6 pans, I think of it as having 5. Like, I use the ones around the edges and I don't worry about the one in the middle. And I've used it so much this month, it's like right here on the desk in front of me, and it's what I reach for. Very surprised by that. And dun, 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 I love this hyaluronic acid setting mist, the Pretty Fresh one from Colourpop. It's fantastic. I love it. I love so many Colourpop products, but this one it's been the one that I've used the most. And the fact that I'm almost halfway through it, I love it. So there you go. Those are my favorites. I have, if you're interested, let me know if you want me to talk about some of my skincare favorites. I probably wouldn't do an entire video every month for just skincare because I don't try enough new things. But sometimes my techniques change for caring for my skin based on season, and you know, is it warm, is it cold, are we in a transition period? And then listening, kind of being a little bit more intuitive and listening to my skin. What does my skin need? Because I can't do the same thing every day, and I have a myriad of products that I use. But if you want to find out and learn a little bit more about what I love for skincare and what works for me, I'd be glad to go and do a video about that for you. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you're not surprised that certain products are in here that have been in here before. Like, I do love these products. And it is nice to talk about things that I've tried for the first time that I've been really, really impressed with. And these are those guys. And then it's nice to find stuff that, oh yeah, you were really good. Or since I bought these in November, I really haven't used many other lipsticks. I just keep coming back to it because they are that good. So thank you for watching. Let me know what your favorites for February are, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.